everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the Gluten-free road trip. So, as you know from my last video, I made it to California and I was hanging out at Scripps College with one of my friends. Now, one of the things I learned at Scripps is that with the drought in California, almonds are something that takes up a lot of water. So one thing that they were doing in their school dining system was implementing hemp milk as an option as well. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. They also have kumquat trees and all these other fresh fruits that you're actually allowed to pick. After I left my friend, I headed over to LA and I went to this place called Amazeballs. I first learned about it from two healthy chicks on Instagram. And while the truck is not completely gluten-free, it only has one gluten item, and it's hemp that they put on top of their bowls, but you can use cayenne granola instead. And so basically there are these acai bowls. You can pick your flavors. I had strawberries, bananas, I think grapes, and coconut on top of mine. And I'm not a big fan of acai, so I was a little nervous, so I got a smoothie too. So I drank my smoothie. It was delicious. It's a typical fruit smoothie. They don't add any sugar. And then I had my acai bowl, and my problem with acai in the past has been that it's really jelly, and this was kind of like smooth, like smoothie-ish, and you could mix the fruit in and then eat it, and so I actually loved it. It's one of the first times I've actually liked an acai product. Then I went up and I hiked up to the Hollywood sign, and one thing I learned is that there are a lot of routes to the Hollywood sign, and there's a lot of shortcuts, and there's a lot of lost people, and I went up a different way than I came down. But I had a lot of fun. I made it up to the Hollywood sign. It was awesome. It was my big LA Hollywood touristy thing. When I finished my hike, I definitely needed a lunch. So I went to a restaurant called Shop House. It's a Southeast Asian kitchen. It's similar to a Chipotle, so it's completely gluten and dairy free. And I was able to talk to them about my other allergens. And I had this chicken bowl, which is their mildest bowl. And I loved it. It was delicious. However, my one thing is that was probably as spicy as I could handle. So the things are 3 fire marks instead of 1 might have been a little bit too much for me. So that's the thing to think about when you head over there. I also thought that that meal was really reasonably priced. It was $6.60 and it was a really big bowl, and it was even on Sunset Boulevard. So it's in a more expensive area. And on my way out, I got to see the Michael Jackson star on the ground. So that made my day too. It was my second touristy thing. So then I went to the Powerplant Superfood Cafe in Los Angeles. And they have some baked goods, some meals, and some smoothies. And so I've had a lot. I love smoothies. I've had smoothies from a superfood cafe in the past, not the same brand, but anything that's like that kind of healthy. It's not going to be those like sweet smoothies you're thinking of. I tried the mint cacao one, so it's supposed to be like mint chip. And I wouldn't say it tastes like a sweet mint chip. And it has like this little taste that I can never identify, but I still really liked it. It was gone in 2 seconds. And then I got brownie and a chocolate cookie, and they were great about looking up all the ingredient labels for me to figure out what had cinnamon in it, what had tapioca in it, etc. Because some of their products are not made in-house. They are made in gluten-free facilities. I don't like brownies. When I called my mom and told her I got a brownie, she was very confused. But I actually happened to like this one, but that's because it fell apart. So for some of you, that would be like a big no-no that the brownie fell apart. But for me, it was tasty. I could like still crumple the crumbs together. And I really liked the taste. It had a really strong chocolate flavor, and that was really important to me. And the cookie stuck together much better, so that was a bonus. And then finally, I made a journey all the way down to Long Beach, and then I came all the way back up just to try out Anandamide Psychedelic. You can try saying that 5 times fast. It is a chocolate store, but it's completely vegan, and they have options that with like less sugar, etc., and they can pretty much meet any dietary need. The hard part for me was all their milkshakes and some other things have cinnamon in them, but they have different fudges, etc. I was a little nervous. If you go to their website, it looks really out there, and I love that I can embrace my dietary requirements, but I'm not necessarily someone who would pick to have them, so those places can sometimes freak me out, and I can go in and feel uncomfortable. But once I got in, I loved the atmosphere. It was kind of cool. There's like a rainbow chair outside, and the person who came out to help me was as sweet as could be. And I told him my food allergies, and he told me what were his favorite flavors, and that really helped a lot. Although I would never pick vanilla salted caramel, I thought that one was delicious. I also picked a few of my own, and I tried them all. My favorite was there's this chewy banana bar covered in chocolate, and they have 2 options. One that's like less sugary, but I had the one that was covered in dark chocolate. There were a few of the truffles that definitely rubbed me the wrong way. But overall, I thought it was a cool experience. So Southern California, it's been a blast for me. I had a chance to try out so many different foods, the most I'm going to have on this entire road trip. I also got to spend the day just going to try gluten-free food because I was without a friend. But in 1 hour, I will have a friend flying into LAX who's going to start driving with me up the coast. So anyways, be on the lookout for my next video, which will be about Northern California or Oregon or Seattle. So that's where we're heading to next. As always, you can follow my road trip on Twitter, Instagram, or my Facebook page live. They're at GFLife247 or /GFLife247. I'll try to keep them updated, but realize when I don't have cell service, they fall a little bit behind. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!